Good afternoon, I'm Scarlett Swetanovich and this is your afternoon news fix for Thursday the 18th of September. The government's putting a sharp drop in GDP down to global uncertainty. GDP's fallen 0.9% in the June quarter, far worse than the Reserve Bank and most economists were expecting. Finance Minister Nicola Willis says international turmoil and uncertainty about tariffs have clearly impacted firms and households' decisions. She says Donald Trump's tariffs have also directly affected exports to the US.
There seemed to be a surge ahead of the tariffs coming on, then a slump when they came on, and now there's some evidence of a bounce back.
Former Finance Minister Roger Douglas and economist Robert McCulloch have called on Nicola Willis to resign. They say Willis is sending New Zealand bankrupt by failing to get to grips with ballooning fiscal deficits and public debt, and she's not up to the job. A forensic psychiatrist who assessed Ha Kong Lee says unconventional family relationships, dependency traits and loved ones' deaths contributed to her taking her children's lives. Lee's on trial at the High Court in Auckland, accused of the 2018 murders, leaving their bodies in suitcases. She's raised an insanity defence. Defence witness Dr. Yvette Kelly says Lee's family weren't close and Lee didn't believe she could function after her husband's death.
His illness and death would have been compounded by cultural beliefs of bringing bad luck upon her spouse's family. The death of her husband was likely a re-experience of the grief of losing her father.
The ACT leader's repeating his concerns around recognising a Palestinian state after Winston Peters spoke against his comments. Peters says David Seymour broke an agreement where the three coalition parties had come to a preliminary agreement on the matter. Seymour says he does not feel called out or told off and repeated the idea we should not recognise a country holding hostages.
And I don't think anyone disagrees with that. So again, I think the real question is why are people trying to make a mountain out of this particular molehill?
The administrators of Kitchen Things says there's no viable way to rescue the business. The retail chain was placed into voluntary administration a month ago. An administrator's report released to Business Desk shows the company has almost 400 creditors owed more than $16.6 million. The Conservation Minister believes Maui's dolphins are real after the Fisheries Minister claimed, again, they do not exist. Shane Jones claimed there's no such thing as Maui's dolphins this afternoon, suggesting they're just rebranded Hector's dolphins. Minister of Conservation Tama Potaka is weighing in on Jones's remarks.
He's been known to make those comments on a variety of occasions, but as I've said before, I cannot get into the heads or tongues of other ministers. I believe they exist, but I am only the Minister of Conservation.
To sport, and Kiwis League representative Brandon Smith is expected to fight allegations of supplying illegal drugs and disclosing inside information for gambling after appearing in court on the Gold Coast. Black Ferns flanker Georgia Miller's absence from their lineup for the World Cup semi-final against Canada appears to be due to a hamstring injury after team officials were coy on the details of the injury. Protea's assistant coach, Zanelli Mdonana, revealed her shock at the standing down of Silver Ferns coach Dame Nolene Torua ahead of the Tiny Jameson series starting Sunday. I'm Scarlett Swetanovich. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.